Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss whether or not bourbon is all the way back following the pandemic. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Jessica Fullerton, Royce Neely, and Andrew Wiehebrink.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Oh, so we've got a fun show today. We're going to be talking about bourbon and where we think it stands. So, COVID's been tough for many businesses. Bourbon, it hit, but things seem to be going pretty well in bourbon right now. So we'll talk about that, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so I came across one today, but I wanted to know what is the funniest, stupid, but still brilliant business name you've ever heard of? It's stupid, but it's good. Okay.
Stupid but good. Okay. Yeah.
I always thought the Big Ass Fan company was good. It's not necessarily.
It is good.
That is good.
But the Big Ass Fan was. I always thought that was great.
I want one of those, but you got to take a home equity loan to buy one. So,
well, there's a. We went to the BBC's new bottling, and they've got some kind of. It's like a Big Ass Fan, replacement, but it's made by like the same, company that makes those $10 fans you like buy at Walmart. I forget the name of the company, which is helping anybody, but apparently they're super, super cheap and they're pretty damn good.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. Big Ass Fans, like I said, they're great. And I like when I've sat in places that have them, but yeah, man, they are expensive. Jeez. But I guess it's worth it. But
good name though.
Yeah. That is definitely a good name. Wiehebrink came out of the gate swinging. Royce threw up his hands like that was going to be his. Anything else, Neely?
I thought Biggest Fans is what I thought of. They've got a cool, like if they hit their sales numbers, I heard throughout the week, they have like a massive party every Friday.
Really?
Yeah. So they kind of like, not like Wolf of Wall Street, but
it's good to work.
Yeah.
What are some businesses with the dumb names? Some of the mall stuff you go to, like the mattress places seem to have weird names. Sometimes the hair places have weird names.
I always thought the old what was the Howard Johnson, the HJ, the old Howard Johnson hotel line.
Yeah.
Inns.
You didn't like that one? You thought that was a bad name? Hojo?
I thought it was a funny name. I mean, it's good. Everybody's heard of the Howard Johnson, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah, about that. There's Come and Goes up in North Dakota. They're gas stations.
Yeah, I saw one of those when I was in Missouri.
Indiana has some up north.
Yeah.
I know like Gary and Gary.
Yeah, Jessica's got to go let Gary in, apparently. What else?
Dick's Last Resort, Hooters, Twin Peaks, all kinds of
all
crazy
those
names for the restaurants and stuff like that.
Was that one Tilted Kilt?
Yeah, Tilted Kilt. Yeah. What were you thinking, McNew?
Okay, so I heard this one today, and maybe it's only funny because I think like a 12-year-old boy, but I have this giant dog now, so I have a problem in my yard. So I asked around the neighborhood, and there's a person in town that calls themselves Dr. Turd Burglar, and I laughed about it for like an hour today. It's a legit company here in town. Dr.
No.
Turd. They come clean your yard. And I was like, it's so funny. But I thought it was funny.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you got to do is keep the gate open and pay them, and they just come do the thing that I don't want to do. So.
What? Well, on that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Jessica, do you have anything with you? You going to drink anymore?
I think I got let's see. It's a good thing Gary came prepared. What do I got? I'm gonna open up these, Gary.
We're gonna open them on tonight. Oh, we got the whole works here.
Yeah.
Too drunk.
Now, there was a trick to this, right?
Yeah, but you're too late to start.
Yeah, Gary knows how to cheat on the cork pop.
All right. So I got us some Bloody Butcher red corn whiskey. Yeah, it's a single barrel 121.6 proof.
Okay. Oh,
Good.
I think Gary cheated there. That one was really good. I feel like it's too late to do it. I think he already did the process, whatever. So, yeah, that was huge. I'll go next. I'll just go a benchmark screw top bonded, the bonded benchmark. That's a screw top. Nothing going on there. Wiehebrink, what do you got, man?
I got Maker's Mark Private Select Gaze, Hops, and Schnapps.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not that as good as Jessica's. Obviously, she had the cannon going on. Royce, you look like you're ready to go. What do you got, man?
I've got some Buzzard's Roost toasted barrel.
Okay. Not as good as Jessica. She's still got the lead, but McNew is still yet to go. What do you got, McNew?
So some Knob Creek 15.
Okay. No, not good enough either. Just decent. So there you go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Steve, when you were in town, did you go by Bird's Bistro and take their new barrel pick of Knob Creek?
No, I did not go by there and get that. So is it really good?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really spend any time in Louisville, so yeah, didn't get to go there on this trip, but I will get there. So that sounds good. All right, gang, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the bourbon industry. We're going to talk about COVID and where do we think bourbon stands following all that. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
I'm Davey Waltz.
And I'm Adina.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about, is bourbon all the way back?
Yes, we are. So is bourbon all the way back? So, March of 2020, things are going well. And all of a sudden COVID shuts down everything. And bourbon was instantly thrown for a loop because all tours were cut off and all that. And a lot of distillers turned away from bourbon production and went into hand sanitizer. And But the thing was that bourbon continued to sell big time. So people were sitting at home boozing apparently. So things were okay from that perspective. But now we've things have picked back up, and most distilleries are back open for tours. And where do we think the industry stands right now? What do you guys want to say?
At a lot of distilleries during the weekend, very few reports on businesses down or bottles aren't going out the door. I mean, I think everybody kind of reported that when this thing first hit, they had a pretty big dip. But it completely, especially for, off premise, and seems like everybody's doing really, really good.
Yeah, it does. And that's not to say there's not challenges, because there certainly still are challenges in the bourbon industry. Glass, about anything you can order, corks, seems to be trouble, but it seems for the most part, people are finding a way to still work within the confines of what's happening out there right now. I haven't heard of any distillery like being shut down. Hey, we just can't buy any glass. We're not putting out anything. So I think some people have to change, manufacturers had to change different things, but it does seem like the everything is going okay. Royce, what are your thoughts, man?
Our tourism numbers are up right now. So from where we were at, obviously this time last year, but even from the year before, we're well over double where we were at then.
Did you close down at all? And if you did, I know it was a very short window, but was there a time that you closed down for tours at last year, 2020?
Yes, I did. I closed for tours for about 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
3 months, okay.
But we were still open to the public. So
or the gift shop was open, though, right?
Yeah, so they would buy hand sanitizer and buy bottles and stuff as well. So gift shop numbers, we never saw really any type of decrease in them. We kind of grew actually throughout COVID. And then when things started to open back up and we started doing tours again, it was kind of wide open after that. But then on the other side, it's like, like you said, Steve, guys like Jim Beam are still shut down. A lot of the big ones are still shut down and not open, or they're really, really restricted. The thing I get all the time when people call is, everybody is like very minimal tours. So it's hard for people going down the trail to put them together because, they might only be able to get this spot here at this time. And that means they have to miss this day at this distillery and this one. So it's really hard to set things up right now because you got to kind of play it by ear with each distillery really, or plan it way ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll say this, like I was at your place, 2 weekends ago, and it was as busy coming through that place. I'm talking about tours. I'm talking about gift shop. We were doing an event there. So throw that out of it. The people we had there, don't even count them. That was as busy as I've ever seen your place, even without our folks being there.
Yeah, I've been I don't, when they reopened everything fully, I decided that we were going to still run 7 days a week and we'd do tours to the max and don't turn anybody away.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend to get a lot of people because of that. So they can always find some way to fit us in, which has tended to work pretty good for us. So, but bottles are a big problem. Like I keep joking kind of with my dad, but in all seriousness, I saw it coming and I bought as much as I could financially buy at the time and what I could get. But if they don't, if bottles don't come back within the next 6 months, I'm going to be selling my whiskey and wine bottles. And I'm serious. I'll just sell it wine bottles. At this point, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah. You'll just do what you got to do. You got to keep going. Jessica, how about you? You work at a distillery. Matter of fact, they're searching for an assistant for Jessica. She's such a big deal right now.
Yeah, I'm interested. I need my assistant. You got to make some good coffee though. So, Ethiopian blend, medium grind preferred. Our production is up. We've been doing pretty good with that. The problem is we need to be making more whiskey and we have no barrels right now. We are looking for we use a very specific barrel. We use this 15-gallon chicken barrels, and we're going to have to go to the cooperage and actually put some, we might have to go make some barrels ourselves, which is kind of cool. But it's just, glassware, we're having some issues with that. Barrels are a problem.
It would be cool if you could get face-to-face time with someone from Independent Stave that could hear you out. It'd be nice if there's I'm just talking about a casual situation where you could get someone from an Independent Stave that could hear that and take it.
Even better. What about the director of research and development?
Oh, that would be great. If you knew who the director of research and development is, all your problems would be resolved, I'm sure. So.
There'd be a lot of new ones though.
We'll take a quick break as they do a quick business meeting here. No, I'm kidding. Gary's now very interested in the podcast. He wants to talk to Wiehebrink offline.
Yeah.
He's a research and development for independent safe company. Why can't we get
Oh, yeah.
barrels?
Cool.
Gary's just going to take number
The deal
now.
is independent stave, the greatest companies they do, and the fence actually thing they do all the way around the world. They don't make chinkapin. But I understand they're just now starting to buy chinkapin. That's a new one for them. But
we buy a little bit of it. Not
Yeah.
it comes through the mill, but yeah, we do a little bit of that.
yeah, you just don't keep it separate, And
Right.
so that's this going to be a big deal for independent state companies, how far they want to go, because it's a pain in the ass.
I better throw Wiehebrink a lifeline. I don't want him to get in trouble from his company for talking business. So he's just having fun. And I had no idea this would be part of the conversation. So this is not a setup, Wiehebrink. It's just
Thanks, buddy.
happened organically.
You're not broadcasting this out to anybody else, are you, Steve?
Oh, no. We don't have any listeners at all. So. Miss McNew, what are your thoughts about the pandemic and the bourbon industry?
I think people are ready to go back out, like clubs and groups. Like I know our ABV network crew, like anything we've been able to throw together, like they have been 100% on board, wanting to show up, and they've had a great time at everything we've done this past summer. And we actually just this past week went to West Fork here in Indy with a local indie group, and people are just ready to go back out and taste bourbons live and do distillery tours. I think it's back. I think the people are mostly back. It's just I hope the distilleries can catch up and and like get their glass and get their barrels and like keep up with the demand that's still there.
I do think you're right. From the bourbon fan perspective, I think it's back. They're wanting to attend events. Kentucky Bourbon Festival sold out quickly. There's obviously was pent up demand. People are, really looking forward to getting back and doing things. So I would say from that perspective, from the fan perspective, bourbon's definitely back. It never went away for any of us. We just had to do different things. We were at home drinking and type of thing, but we're getting back to where we were in terms of, hey, this is what bourbon means to us. So.
And I'll tell you something else kind of on the that I heard today, actually through the KDA. So the Supreme Court just ruled in favor against Bashir, who was wanting to redo mask mandates and then probably do shutdowns again. So, that could help the tourism in the industry because it seems like they've essentially took all of his power away and it has to go through full legislature now. He can do no executive orders as of right now.
Yeah.
So, that might help in the future because I honestly thought that maybe the Bourbon Festival and some other things here in the fall might not end up happening because of the turn that things are looking, but
yeah, and I think that's true too. And I think a lot of people like myself, I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy tickets or book hotels because I'm not going to go to another state that might get shut down. So I think people are ready, but like we're cautiously ready with like I'm not trying to save my tickets for another year, like you know what I mean. So
right,
but I think that's good that Kentucky did that.
Yeah. I think so too. So I think that for the most part, bourbon is back. Like I said, some of the big distilleries aren't open yet, but I think pretty much other than the tourism side of it for a place like Beam, it's business as usual. They're cranking out bourbon. They're active on all other things. They're part of things like the Kentucky Bourbon Festival and that. So they're out there, doing stuff. So I think that hopefully the industry looks bright moving forward. I'm excited about that. More good stuff.
I'm left with a lifetime supply of hand sanitizer. I'm about ready to get
Still some hand sanitizer sitting around, huh? Yeah. There you go.
Those
All right. Well,
collector's items for too long.
It'll be what we
All the distilleries will have their kind of collector's items, hand sanitizer. They'll be going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like 10 years, it's going to be like a vintage 2020 hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. It is like a live snapshot of what happened, especially if you're fans. So
I hope I can sanitizer on the secondary in the future.
that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Something becomes a thing. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jessica, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Glass Half Fullerton.
Did you change that?
No. Glass Half Fullerton?
Well, your old one was like 12 or something. Did you change it to half Fullerton finally or not?
I did.
Oh,
I actually just recreated it.
You just did it now. Okay. All right, it's legit. Okay, finally. I had people asking me about that because they're like, she said she was going to and she never did.
It's official.
It's
I'm
official.
a glass half full account on Instagram.
Okay. All right, Royce, how about you? Where can people find you?
Find me on Facebook and Instagram at Neely Family Distillery down in Sparta, Kentucky, and at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
All right, Wiehebrink.
You can find me on Instagram, Andrew in Kentucky.
McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.